Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel that is 5 a.m. Tales. What happens when extraordinary talent meets injustice? Can a person's greatness be destroyed by cruelty, or does true talent continue to live beyond time? On the coastal land of Tulunadu, there is a legendary story of two gifted siblings whose skill, suffering, and sacrifice transformed them into revered figures remembered for generations. Kalkuda and Kallurti. This is not just a story of art and craftsmanship. It is a story of talent, betrayal, courage, and the belief that justice always finds its way. Stay with me until the end to discover the unforgettable journey of Kalkuda and Kallurti. The coastal region of Karnataka, known as Tulunadu, is a land where traditions breathe through everyday life. Here, forests, rivers, temples, and sacred groves have witnessed centuries of the stories passed from one generation to another. Among the most unique traditions of this region is Daiva Aradhane, where communities honor guardian spirits through rituals, music, and devotion. These traditions are not only about worship, they preserve memories, they preserve values, they preserve stories of people who represented courage, sacrifice, and justice. Among the many revered figures of Tulunadu folklore, the names of Kalkuda and Kallurti hold a special place. According to one traditional telling, Kalkuda and Kallurti were exceptionally talented siblings belonging to the artisan community. Their hands carried extraordinary skill. Where others saw ordinary stone and metal, they saw beauty waiting to be created. Their craftsmanship became so remarkable that people from faraway places began hearing about their talent. But their journey was not an easy one because sometimes the greatest gifts of a person can also create jealousy in others. Long ago, in a village surrounded by greenery and natural beauty, lived two siblings, Kalkuda and Kallurti. From a young age, they showed an unusual connection with art. Kalkuda had a remarkable ability to shape stone. With every strike of his tool, rough rocks slowly transformed into beautiful creations. A simple piece of stone could become a figure filled with expression and life. People were amazed by his patience and precision. His sister Kallurti was equally gifted. She was known for his intelligence, courage, and devotion. She supported her brother and stood beside him through every challenge. Together, they represented dedication and excellence. Their reputation spread. Kings, landlords, and wealthy families wanted their craftsmanship. People admired their creations because they were not merely objects. They carried emotion, they carried stories, they carried the soul of the person who created them. But success often attracts with both appreciation and jealousy. Among those who heard about Kalkuda's extraordinary ability were powerful people who wanted to control his talent. They did not see the artist, they only saw the value of his work, and slowly a conflict began to rise. The world admired Kalkuda's ants, but one powerful person's desire would soon test his patience, his loyalty, and his destiny. As the years passed, the name of Kalkuda traveled far beyond his village. People spoke about his extraordinary craftsmanship. They said his creations were so detailed that every expression, every emotion, and every small feature appeared alive. A life lesson stone in his hands could become a symbol of devotion. A simple piece of metal could become a masterpiece. For Kalkuda, art was not just a profession, it was a responsibility. Before beginning any creation, he would prepare himself with dedication and focus. He believed that an artist's art should be pure because every creation carries the feelings of its maker. His sister Kallurti always supported him. She encouraged him during difficult times and reminded him that true talent should always be used with humility. Together, they lived a simple life. They had no desire for wealth or power. They only wanted their work to bring beauty and happiness to others. But destiny had a different path waiting for them. According to this traditional folklore, a powerful ruler heard about Kalkuda's unmatched skill. The ruler wanted a magnificent creation that would make his name remembered forever. Kalkuda was invited to create a masterpiece. The opportunity appeared like a blessing, but slowly Kalkuda realized something troubling. The ruler did not appreciate the artist. He only wanted to possess the artist's talent. The ruler wanted everyone to remember his own greatness, not the dedication dedication behind the creation. Kalkuda continued his work with sincerity. Day after day, night after night, he shaped the material with extraordinary patience. The final creation amazed everyone who saw it. People praised Kalkuda's skill. They admired his dedication. But instead of receiving respect, the situation began to change. The ruler became afraid. He thought, if people remember his creation, this will also remember the name of Kalkuda. Jealousy slowly replaced appreciation. The a person's greatest test often comes when they achieve something extraordinary. Will success bring humility or will it create jealousy and fear? According to the traditional legend, Kalkuda faced such a moment. The ruler, blinded by pride, failed to recognize the value of the person behind the creation. Instead of honoring the artist who had given life to the masterpiece, injustice was committed against Kalkuda. The exact details of this event vary in different oral traditions. But the central message remains the same. A talented and innocent person faced suffering because of another person's greed and arrogance. Kallurti stood beside her brother during this painful time. She witnessed the injustice. She witnessed how a person's greatness could be ignored by those who only cared about power. But she also carried something stronger than anger. She carried courage. She believed that truth would eventually be recognized. The story of Kalkuda did not end with suffering. According to the belief of many devotees, extraordinary people are remembered not only because of what happened to them, but because of the values they represent. Kalkuda became a symbol of unmatched craftsmanship. Kallurti became a symbol of strength, loyalty, and devotion. Their story traveled from village to village. People began remembering them not as ordinary individuals, but as figures connected with protection, justice, and spiritual power. Through the tradition of Daiva Aradhane, communities continued to honor their memory. The story became a reminder that talent should be respected, artists should be valued, power should never be used to destroy innocence, and injustice can never erase true greatness. But how did two talented siblings who faced such pain and injustice become revered guardian figures of Tulunadu? What message does their legend carry for generations even today? The answer lies in the final chapter of their journey. Generations passed, but the story of Kalkuda and Kallurti continued to live in the memories of the people of Tulunadu. Their journey was not remembered only because of their talent, it was remembered because of the values they represented. Kalkuda's life became a symbol of dedication and artistic excellence. He showed the world that true craftsmanship comes from patience, passion, and a pure heart. Kalurti's story became a symbol of courage and strength. Even during difficult times, she stood with determination and dignity. Through the traditions of Daiva Aradhane, the local folklore, many communities continue to honor Kalkuda and Kallurti as revered figures. During sacred rituals, music, and performances, their story is remembered as a reminder that greatness is not decided by wealth or power. Greatness comes from character. The story of Kalkuda and Kallurti carries lessons that remain meaningful even today. In our modern world, we often see talented people who are not immediately recognized. Sometimes a hardworking person may be ignored. Sometimes an honest person may face difficulties. Sometimes someone with power may try to take credit for another person's efforts. But history teaches us one important truth. True talent cannot remain hidden forever. A person may be forgotten for a short time, but their work, their values, and their contribution continue to inspire generations. The legend also reminds us about the importance of respecting creators. Behind a very beautiful creation, there is a person's dedication, sacrifice, and countless hours of hard work. Whether it is an artist, farmer, worker, teacher, or any other profession, every honest effort deserves respect. The legend of Kalkuda and Kallurti is more than just a story from the past. It is a reflection of human emotions. The joy of creativity, the pain of injustice, the strength of courage, and the victory of remembrance. While different communities may preserve different versions of this traditional folklore, the central message remains powerful. Never allow pride to destroy kindness, never allow power to silence talent, and never underestimate the value of a sincere heart. The reason legends survive for centuries is not only because they are old, it is because their lessons remain alive. The story of Kalkuda and Kallurti reminds us that a person's true greatness is not measured by wealth, position, or power. It is measured by the goodness they leave behind. Even after time passes, even after generations change, true talent, sacrifice, and courage continue to shine. If this legend inspired you, share your thoughts in the comments. If you love discovering the forgotten stories, folklore, and cultural heritage of Karnataka, subscribe to 5 a.m. Tales and join us on more journeys into the incredible traditions of our land. Until our next story, respect every talent, choose humility over pride, keep our traditions alive. Thank you for watching. Jai Kalkuda and Kalarti. Goodbye.